because there's no nomination for their head coach. There's no nomination from that club inside player of the in any either of the player of the year award categories either, despite the fact that that club finished top of the division.
Yeah, so in terms of the head coach, though, if you look at the candidates that are there, could you say, given the resources they've had and given the situations they've done, in terms of actual coaching, I would suggest that these three have done the better coaching job.
I agree.
They have brought their sides from X to Y bigger. They've spanned a bigger gap.
Yep, and Richard Marshall will be getting my nod out of the three.
Scary eyes himself.
Player of the year. I think the issue for player of the year.
See, I'd go for Danny Ward on that one. I think, given it's his first year as a head coach,
given how much doubt there was,
and how much. Don't forget, some less informed commentators had him finishing 10th in the division. I think he's done fantastically. I think he's brought a real sense of unity to that, and some continuity as well coming from the 19s. And if you ever follow him on Twitter, he's a good laugh on there as well. Certainly, that some of the sort of banter between him and his wife is quite fun to follow. So it's well worth it.
In terms of the player of the year, I think Toronto's issue there is that they've used so many players. They've not really had a huge continuity of team selection, even in the key positions. The one player that I think maybe could have snuck in is Gareth O'Brien. He seems to have been pretty consistent since joining them. But outside of that, I don't think there's anyone particularly consistent.
Do you think if Liam Kay hadn't got injured? Do you think if Liam Kay hadn't got injured, he might be in there?
That's a good shout, and he's a popular character, unlike most of the other people in the Toronto Wolfpack line.
Although he's picked up some cards himself, so none of them are exempt.
So who do you think? I think Jonathan Ford's going to get this award. I think he's just entertained too many people in highlight reels that I think Jonathan Ford will be the man who picks up the award.
Yeah, I think so. I think Briscoe has almost harmed his own chances by going to Leeds. I think if he'd been there the whole season and just been doing what he was doing consistently the whole year, I think he would probably be there or thereabouts. But I think Jonathan Ford, I just think for the contribution and kind of the fact he's been year on year, he's done it now. He's been there a couple of years and just been
back from major
fantastic
injury as well this year to perform the way he's performed. In the young player, I've got to be honest, I've not seen enough of any of the three of them playing at these three clubs to say who stood out there. So I don't know if you have a view.
I've seen a couple of bits of Matty Costello, and he's impressed me, so I'd probably be inclined to go for him.
In League One, the coach situation there, I kind of think it's got to be James Ford.
I think so. I think if you look at, again, as we talk about resources, we talk about actual coaching, bringing players on. If you look at that York side, they've got players that have signed for Super League clubs next year. And that is, I think, is a testament to the coach and the job the coach has done. I think as a coach, he's conducted himself brilliantly. He's been, lovely to be around, humble. And he's really, embraced the competition. And I think he's done well. I think it'll be him, and then John Keir will be a second for me. I think, they've known who they are in this, and they've had quite a large amount of resources. Same way in some respects that Workington have. They've had quite a decent level of backing. But I think you can't look past James Ford for me.
Player of the year, the player that's kind of jumped off the match reports for me consistently all year is Connor Robinson at York, and I've watched games where he's pulled out some clutch moments as well. Probably Dane Chisholm is almost too good to be on this list. I kind of feel like
he has had some shockers. He's had some shocking games and shocking moments as well.
He hasn't been caring as much because he's so much better than the other players around him. It feels like, I don't know.
Connor Robinson is where I'd go for this one. I think for consistency and all-round contribution, I think he's probably better. In terms of the young player of the year, it's a hard one. I'm probably edging towards Ethan Ryan.
Yeah, I'm really torn between the two Bulls players on that. Pickersgill's played much of the season at fullback, really, but Ethan Ryan's finishing is Super League quality. So that edges me towards Ethan Ryan.
Equally, I can see why Mavese might get it off a couple of, as you say, highlight reel plays where he's done the electric and pulled that out of the bag. So he could.
There's many of them.
He has, to be fair, yeah.
Okay. Batley have signed Rochdale halfback Danny Yates for the 2019 season. The 24-year-old has been with the Hornets since 2015 and played a key role in their promotion to the Championship. Yates won the 2016 League One Young Player of the Year and has been a consistent performer in the Championship over the last 2 years. And Batley have also further continued their recruitment for 2019 with the addition of winger Ilias McCarney from Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, so a couple of good signs there. Featherstone have signed Leeds winger Dakota Wiley on a one-year deal from 2019. The 19-year-old is currently on loan at Rovers and has scored his first try for the club in their 32-12 win away at Sheffield Eagles. Dakota, who is a National Cup winner, is made up to join the Rovers on a permanent deal.
Sheffield Eagles have launched a huge recruitment drive for 2019 with the signing of former hooker James Davey. At least 7 signings are set to arrive at the club before next season, with all of them set to come from their Championship rivals.
Yeah, North Wales
Crusaders. One to follow, couldn't it?
It could be, to see what they're
going back to their part-time glory days.
Yeah. North Wales Crusaders ace James Dandy has been forced to retire after sustaining a serious injury last month. Dandy sustained, I've just lost the page, an injury in last month's League One clash against the Bradford Bulls. Scans have revealed some serious damage, and Dandy has decided for his future health and the fact that he has a young family, he has to retire.
Good luck to him in his future. Hunslet have signed veteran front row Richard Moore from Featherstone on a 2-year contract from 2019. The 36-year-old will join the Parksiders for a third time following a spell on dual registration from, I've lost the page now, from someone, from Leeds in 2013 and a stint there in 2014. Moore has made over 250 first-grade appearances since he started his professional career way back in 2001.
Gosh, can't be many of them left.
No.
Newcastle Thunder have confirmed the signing of Batley Bulldog Alex Rowe on a 2-year deal from 2019. The prop forward has played 160 Championship games in his career and has had spells at Super League with the London Broncos and Cass Tigers.
They continue to load up, don't they? Okay.
Yeah, they're bigging a squad for next year.
Definitely. Ireland have appointed Swinton's Stuart Littler as their new head coach. Littler, who's 39, won 19 caps for Ireland during his playing days, scoring 10 tries, and he succeeds Mark Aston, who left after last year's World Cup. Good luck to Stuart Littler there.
Yes, and see how he does with the new player policy that they're enacting over in Ireland. So that'll be interesting to see how that lasts. And finally,
yeah, you can do this.
A Wigan Warriors rugby shirt is among a mind-boggling and bizarre array of exhibits, and that's just at the DW Stadium. At a museum of propaganda in North Korea. The jersey sits alongside stuffed bears and gifts from Joseph Stalin, Robert Mugabe, Muammar Gaddafi, Fidel Castro, and Vladimir Putin. So add Ian Lenigan to that company, I guess, presuming he gifted it to them. The International Friendship Exhibition was built by current leader Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, as a monument to brainwash North Koreans into believing there is worldwide support for the government.
Yeah, and Fatboy Rob, just to kind of hammer home the point, I suppose, with a few silly examples and some more serious ones. Other famous Wigan fans: Alex Ferguson, Evander Holyfield, Tony Blair, Hitler, Maxine Carr, Colonel Gaddafi, Alan Bradley, Nasty Nick, James Child, and that woman who put that cat in the wheelie bin. Hashtag.
Well, she was from Coventry, wasn't she?
It is some awful company that Wigan are in,
but if you just take issue on number 2, surely Evander Holyfield this week is going to be a Toronto fan.
Well, he did accidentally become a Wigan Warriors fan last year, didn't he? If you remember, when he was meant to be tweeting about the Golden State Warriors and tweeted about the Wigan Warriors instead. But yeah.
Yes, the Golden Shower Warriors, if you will.
And Dr. Bob Phillips said, "We mostly knew that Wigan fans were the wrong sort, mum accepted, of course, but to have it so publicly acknowledged is reassuring. I think we'll find Trump will discover a signed shirt soon, too."
So, there we go.
That's the news.
That's quite some company to be in that item. What I want to know is what era shirt is it? Is it like a Challenge Cup sort of era of when, from the 90s? Is it who I want? Is it one of those horrible? Is it the faded pinky one from about 5 or 6 years ago?
The report, very confusingly, had lots of pictures from this museum of lots of other stuff. All the other stuff that was specifically mentioned in the report, there was a photograph of. However, there was not a photograph of this apparently Wigan rugby shirt and signed rugby ball that were part of the display that some friends of North Korea had got a hold of, and because they're so ten a penny getting a signed rugby ball, they just must have got a hold of it in some sort of raffle down at the school hall and sent it over. Anyway, I don't know what era it's from. I'm not sure. 2014 was apparently when it was donated, so. But I don't know when it was from because it could have been won at any time in any raffle.
Because I kind of hope it's like a really naff one that you would never put in a museum, the sort of one you just want to forget, like that pinky one from a few years ago.
That was the worst one. I didn't like the one that was mostly white with the diagonal red stripes either. If it was the opposite way around, that would have been all right, but not the way around it was. Anyway, that is the news, well and truly covered. I don't want to relive that anymore. And structure, I'm glad that's knocked on the head. I'm sure we'll get loads of views in, though, in any case, and we will share those if you want to get in and air your response to our, particularly me, firing off about some of the stuff that's come up over the last few weeks. Then please do get in touch. Every view is welcome, whether they agree or disagree. Okay, we're now going to move on to Super 8 match reviews. Super 8's match reviews time now. Tim, sponsored by Rob's Toy Shop on eBay. Find a wide range of toys, gifts, rugby league birthday cards and more at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay. Also, don't forget, it's Christmas soon. Get on there for your Christmas goodies. Visit stores.ebay.co.uk/Rob's Toy Shop. And on any orders over £5, you can earn 5% cash back. So 1% of your order value will go into the SLP coffers by putting SLP discount at checkout. Head over to our blog at superleaguepod.com and then you can see all that information there and click the links, etc. Support our sponsors. Right, it was round 5, Tim. Average attendance in Super 8s, Super League Super 8s for round 5 was 8,257, which is again a reasonable amount, but we would like more at this stage of the season. It started on Thursday night. It was Castleford hosting Huddersfield. It was 16-12 to the home side at half-time. They blew that out to 44-12 by the end of things. 7,279 watched. Ben Failer was the referee. Do you want to give the first fan view?
Yep, so Carsten says, Huddersfield used the end of the season to give some youngsters a chance, and they didn't disappoint for 60 minutes, and Cass closed the game out in the last 20. Oh, and the video ref is still better than the Sky ref.
What's the... Oh, Cummings. Does he mean
Cummings, yeah.
Cummings, yeah.
Well,
he must mean Cummings, yeah. John said, Jordan Rankin goes under the radar. I think he's quite good, and so is Wardle and Senior on the left side. Yeah, Jordan Rankin had a really good game in defence until Huddersfield switched off after the hour mark, and young Jacob Wardle in the first half was very impressive.
Yeah, he did do well. Fatboy Rob says, standard win for the champions at the time of the match in any case. Look, I'm gonna let you off on this one. I'm gonna let you call them the champions for the rest of the season, because at least you showed some joy in winning it, unlike the ungrateful sods. Who put in another solid defensive performance? Our defence has been so good over recent weeks. The opposition are now being awarded tries for nearly getting the ball down. More of that in Toronto game. It's not all about defence at Cass, though, and 40 unanswered points. Remind everyone why Cass are going unbeaten for the rest of the year. # champions again.
Adam Conley 87 said, a comfortable win in the end for the Tigers despite a competitive first half which Cass edged, but with more to play for and more desire, Cass dominated the last 30 minutes which led to a blowout score. Great performances from Moores and McMeekin in the second row, marshalled by the ever influential McShane and impressive Truman. Thaler had a good game in the middle despite the video ref debacle. Blame